Hi everybody, I'm back and I'm so sorry that it's been so long, and as you can see I've decided to do a different project to what I was planning on doing because I'm still not fully recovered, so I'm having to work slowly with this. So we're going to do a heart-shaped wedding bouquet, and I'm hoping to do some felt daisies to go on it. Okay, so I've actually marked the centre of the back of my bouquet, and this is going to be the front. Okay, basically this is going to be where we're going to put our handle, so I've done a cross there in the middle, and as you can see all you need to do is cut out two hearts, one with thick cardboard and one with thin cardboard. Okay, thin is for the front and the thick is for the back. So what I'm going to do now, that they need to be the same size as well, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to place my handle on the back, which is a cardboard tube, as close to the centre of that cross as I can. Okay, and I'm going to draw around it because this is going to go in the hole that I cut out. Okay, so I'm going to go away and cut that out with a knife. Okay, so now you can see I've cut this hole out, and this fits quite tightly into the back of our bouquet, which is nice. We'll be putting that on last. Okay, so I'm just going to glue this on. There we are. So I'm going to glue that on. Okay, that'll do. Okay, that's great. So we might ribbon around the edge. So it doesn't matter if you've got holes like this. We're going to decorate and cover it up. So then your handle will go in like this. We'll cut it down a bit more than that. Okay. So now all we're going to be doing now is just making this into a lovely, pretty bouquet. Okay, so I'm going to put these lovely daisies on the front of this bouquet, and what I thought I'd do is I would cut this felt for the front. Okay, so I've cut this piece of felt as close to the edge of this heart as I can. I can always trim it off afterwards. Okay, so what we're going to do first is we're going to decorate this. This is a front with our flowers. Okay, so I'm going to show you how to make these lovely flowers, these little daisies. Okay, so I'll show you how to make these, and then what I plan to do is put some of this lovely ribbon. This is Hobbycraft ribbon and it's apple green. Okay, so I'm planning to put some of this around the edge, but first we're going to decorate the front, so I'll show you how to make these daisies. Okay, so I've got this felt and I've just basically cut a little piece out for the other flowers. Okay, the length, I'll tell you that later on. So I don't do it accurately, I just basically go, oh, it's about there, and then just cut it. Okay, so what you want to do is just basically cut your material vertically like this, and this is what makes the petals. Okay, I like to make these quite long, these petals, so that they look like daisies. You might not think they do, but I think they do look a little bit like daisies. There we are. So that's what we do. Okay, and then with your little piece. Okay, to make your daisy, you'll need 2 strips, one 3.5 centimeters, and the length could be about 12. And then for your stamen, you want a strip of yellow at 2 centimeters, and the length is around 5.5. Okay, so just to let you know that. And yeah, and so to structure this, what we're going to do is just roll the stamen inwards. So just roll your yellow piece inwards like this. I use hot glue for this. Okay, this is felt we're using. I think you know that already. I think I've just explained that. Okay, and just roll it quite tightly inwards on itself. Okay, don't need a lot of glue, just enough to hold it together like this, and then just like that, and that's your little stamen for the middle. Okay, I just put my glue on there, on the end there, like that. Stick that on there like that, and roll that inwards. Okay, so that's your lovely daisy. Okay, so I've got all my flowers done. So these are all my little daisies, and I've placed them where I want to stick them on. So I'm just going to stick all of these on, and yeah, so I'm going to try and get them on in the right place. So I'm going to do the ones around the edge first. Okay. Okay, so now that they're all stuck on, which I think they're all stuck on, we can take this off, okay? And we can stick that back on when we feel like it. Okay, so I'm going to move that over. Okay, so I've cut my handle out, and I've done my handle to 13 centimetres, okay? You can have that a different length if you want. There we go, that's how long that is. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to stick this in, and I like to stick it down with the smooth part facing downwards so that it gets lots of grip within the bouquet. Okay, so I'm going to just put some glue. Make sure your glue is really hot, okay, and it's going to stick really well, because once you've got that in there, there's no way of fixing it if it's not in properly. Okay, so just talking from experience, so just stick that in there like that. Okay, and what I'm going to do, the reason why I haven't ribboned this up yet is because I'm going to bring the ribbon right up to the handle and then ribbon the handle afterwards. Okay, so I'm going to ribbon the whole of the back of this. So smooth that down around the edge while it's a little bit warm, just so that you've got, it's easier for you to ribbon over that. And if you see any gaps there, you can also put some glue around the edge there. Just make sure it's all sealed in really well, and leave that to dry. So what I normally do with a ribbon, it's difficult to show you, so I'm going to do that, and okay, so I want that to come all the way along there. And what we want to do here is we want to also, it's quite difficult to do this, but what you want to also do is make sure that you cover all of this cardboard around the edge. Okay, there might be a different solution to this. Yeah, so we're basically just bringing that round and around the edge so you can't see any of this edge piece. So we're just doing this just to cover up our cardboard. So we're doing that all the way along, and what I like to do is I like to just bring that up against my handle, down like that, okay, and then cut that where I want it. I don't really measure it, okay, this is how I do it. You might find, then still the other end, you might find a different way of doing this, but this is how I do it. Okay, so what I like to do is just, I don't know if you can see what I'm doing, but I'm just putting some glue on the handle there. And if this ribbon comes down slightly around here, don't worry, because it will come back up again at the end there as you go round your bouquet. And then just bring that up here like this, okay, and overlap it with the other piece, okay, and overlap it here if you can as well around the edge, because we're covering that up. Okay, yeah, it can be tricky in that little bit there. Okay, just like this. Yeah, so don't make this too low, because what we're going to do with the handle is we're going to ribbon that around the bottom there, and we really want that to cover up all the edge. But if it doesn't, you can decorate it. Okay, so we're going to do that last. Okay, so I'm going to go away and cut some more ribbon for this, and I might come back and show you a bit more of how I cover this. Okay, but also what's going to happen here, just to show you, is we're going to stick our front piece on top, and you're going to get this flush. This is going to be all flush across the top here. Okay, so that is what we're aiming at. So that's why I've decorated this first, because I wouldn't have been able to do it with a handle on. It would have been very difficult. Okay, then, so I'm going to go away and do that, and I'll be back. Okay, so I've gone away and I've ribboned the back and the sides and the handle of the holder. Well, I can call it the bouquet holder now, because we've created this. That's lovely, isn't it? And we've got the flowers for the front. Okay, we're going to stick those on in a little while. Okay, so they're going to go on there, and then we've got the see how lovely that looks now. It's going to look really nice. So what I've done is, for this handle, I realise it's a little bit messy around the edge, so you can do this if you want to cover it up. If yours is neater than mine, you don't have to. Okay, what I'm going to do, just to decorate it, is I've plaited this ribbon, and I'm going to put it around the ends where it's messy. Okay, and so you can always cover these things up. Okay, you always can. So I'm going to glue this around, and so I'm going to do that now. I'm going to leave this loose so we've got some nice ribbon underneath. So right, so I'm going to just put some glue just on here like this. Okay, I want it to cover, obviously cover the ends here where I haven't quite made them go underneath the ribbon, or the handle ribbon. So I'm not putting a lot of glue on, I'm just putting a tiny bit on. Okay, just and as you can see there, I'm getting to the join there. I'm just going to glue that across there. Okay, like that. And I wasn't going to do this, I was going to cut it off, but I've decided what I'm going to do here. Can you see how much neater that is around there? So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to do that like a twist. Okay, and I'm going to stick that on, because then if we do it like a twist, the front will fall, so the ribbon is faced outwards. Okay, that's why I'm doing it like that. Okay, so I just thought that'd be nice to have little streamers on the bottom of the bouquet like that. Okay, so that's that bit done. So we've done that, and I might also put some flowers on the back afterwards. Okay, but first of all, what I'd like to do is just add the front on. Okay, so I'm just going to line this up how I want it lined up, okay, around the edge, because I know how this heart fits on here. Let's start at the top, and what we want to do is just glue this on gradually, okay, where it is. So we positioned that on, so we just want to make sure that's all. Don't worry about the sides so much, it's more like the middle bit that you want to concentrate on if you're going to do it this way. And later on we can add more flowers in between if we feel it needs more. What I normally do is I hold it up against the mirror, and then I can see whether I need more flowers on it or not. Okay, so then what I do is I go around the edge and I glue the edge just around the edge here to make sure that this is all stuck around the edge. Okay, so that is basically your bouquet. How beautiful is that? And it's not really that difficult either. It's not hard to make. It's quite simple to make, and you can dress it up how you want. You don't have to do it like this. you can do it any way you want. Okay, so that's basically how that looks. I'm really quite happy with this. It's very simple the way I've decorated it, but I think I can call this finished. Okay, so there's lots of different ideas that I thought of that you could do with this ribbon. You could put daisies down on the ribbon and make it look like a daisy chain. Okay, you could even put more flowers in here if you want to, or even do I'm going to stick that down a bit more, but even do like some plaited ribbon around the edge here if you don't want to see the edge of these flowers. But to be honest with you, I really like this. I really do. Okay, so let me just show you a little bit more close up like that. Okay, and if I turn that over, you can see how lovely that is at the back. Okay, that's really nice. So that's your heart-shaped bouquet, your daisy heart-shaped wedding bouquet. So if you like this video, don't forget to press a like, and you can also subscribe to this channel to help it to grow, and give us a little comment below. Let me know what you thought about this project, and also what would you do if you got to this stage in the project? Would you decorate it more and put some daisies on the ribbon? Perhaps you wouldn't have the ribbon hanging like that. Let me know what you do. I'll see you in the next one, everybody. Take care.